general election. And in the state, I think, I don't want to sound again like I was telling you before, but I think we're in great shape. But it sets a tone. It's very important. Sign up at ia.donaldjtrump.com and get involved. So 2024 is our final battle. It really is. It's our final battle. We've got to win it. If we don't win it, I'm not sure there's a battle left. I'm not sure you can take, if you look at countries that have gone bad, I used to say in 2016 and a little bit in 2024 that we will not be a socialist country. Remember, we will not be a socialist country. And I did it in front of Congress, State of the Union. We will not be. And I was right, because we skipped socialism. We're into communism, fascism, and Marxism. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers, the people that love to go to these countries and blow the countries up. And we'll get them out of our government. We'll drive out the globalists. We'll cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists, and we'll throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media. They've got to rout them until they do their job properly. They're supposed to be like the police. They're supposed to watch over corruption, but they're more corrupt than anybody there is. And that's why their approval rating, I'm very proud to say, during my time, it was at an all-time high before I got elected because people didn't know them. And now it's at the lowest it's ever been. It's lower than Congress. Can you believe that? I'm extremely pleased to tell you that I was responsible for that. But they have to clean up their act because nobody believes them. That's why their ratings are all going down the tubes. That's why nobody buys any of their stuff. You take a look at CNN, it's got no ratings. Oh, the red light just went off. Okay, turn it on, I'm finished with you. MSNBC is a horror show. It's just an absolute horror show. And people have just lost tremendous respect. Fox is way down, too, by the way. 35 points down, because people feel they're just not like the old Fox. They're just not like the old Fox, and we all know what that means. But we will evict Joe Biden from the White House, and we will finish the job once and for all. The great silent majority is rising like never before, and under our leadership, the forgotten man and woman will be forgotten no longer. With your help, your love, and your vote, we will put America first, and we will quickly and strongly make America great again. Thank you. Thank you, Iowa. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you. What a nice crowd. A lot of people outside, too, trying to get in. I want to thank you very much. This has been a great place for me and for you and for all of us together. We came here together. Cedar Rapids, thank you very much. It's great to be back here and great to be back in Iowa. Great. You are just 100 days away from the most important vote of your lives. I used to say that about 2016. I said this is going to be the most important vote, and it was at that time. And then we went to 2020. We did much better in 2020 than we did in 2016. Got millions and millions of more votes, so we're not going to let that happen again with what they did. With your support on Monday, January 15th, we're going to win the Iowa caucuses in an epic landslide. And we're going to crush crooked Joe Biden next November. And we're going to make America great again, greater than ever before. Very important. We have some incredible friends with us today. State Representatives Brad Sherman. Where's Brad? Brad, thank you, Brad. Good. Nice to see you. Mark Cisneros. Mark, thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. And Cindy Golding. Cindy, thank you very much. Thank you very much. State Senators Charlie McClintock. Charlie, where's Charlie? Hi, Charlie. And somebody that was, I think, in the whole country, he was my first endorser. And I love those endorsers when they're early. When they're late, they're okay, too, but not, it'll never be the same. It can never be the same. But he was the first in the whole country, and he wanted Trump, and he said, you're going to do a job. and he's a fantastic guy. Brad Zahn. Brad. Thank you, Brad. What a guy. Looks like, I call him the Marlboro Man, a handsome guy. And another great friend of mine who did a fantastic job in the administration, Acting Attorney General of the United States, Matt Whitaker. Matt, thank you. Thank you, Matt. We're here today to talk about how we're going to launch a revival of economic nationalism. Don't be afraid of the word. We're proud of our country. With the great state of Iowa at the center of the action. We made it the center, too. We won it twice. We ran twice. We won it twice. We won both of them twice. You know what the other one is. Crooked Joe puts China first, Mexico first, Ukraine first, Europe first, Asia first. He puts illegal aliens first, environmental maniacs first, everyone else first, but he puts America last. He puts America last. He puts our workers last. He puts our industries last. He puts our farmers last, definitely last. The farmers are definitely last. They're first for me, they're last for him. That's an easy vote. He puts your families last. He puts everything that's good. He puts it last. Think of it, it's in reverse order. Open borders, no voter ID, high taxes, high interest rates. We were energy independent just 3 years ago. Now they can't get energy. You got to pay through the, you know what? I put America first every single time. A vote for Biden means the future will be made in China. A vote for President Trump means the future will be made in America, and it will be made right here in Iowa. We're going to take care of you. In generations past, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Davenport, Dubuque, were a hive of American industry producing manufacturing giants like Rockwell, Collins, and John Deere. You ever hear of John Deere? Yeah. Pretty good, right? But over the years, the globalists from Wall Street and Washington have come after you piece by piece with their blood-sucking trade deals, the worst deals. I got to Washington, I say, who made these deals? Brutalizing taxes, job-crushing regulations, and it's never been worse than right now under crooked Joe Biden. It's never been worse than this. We're laughed at all over the world. We're patsies. We're all over the world. They're laughed at. You saw the recent deal, 5 prisoners, 5 hostages, right? For 5 hostages. Plus, they got $6 billion. Other than that, it was a very fair deal. I'll take 5, you'll take 5, and by the way, give them $6 billion. In less than 3 years, Biden and the radical left communists, fascists, and Marxists that occupy his office have piled on job-killing regulatory costs equal to $10,000 per household. You never knew that. By contrast, under the Trump administration, we cut the cost of job-killing regulation by more than any administration in our history, $11,000 per family. And thanks to Biden's Green New Deal, it's a socialist onslaught. That's what it is. Energy costs have skyrocketed, and cumulative inflation has reached nearly 20%, devastating workers, manufacturers, and small businesses all across your state, all across our country. Meanwhile, Biden and his ultra-left-wing lunatics continue to push the largest tax hike in American history, $4.7 trillion, a massive gift to communist China. You know about that tax hike, don't you? We gave you the biggest tax cut in history, bigger than Reagan's. We gave you the biggest regulation cuts, and for the farmers and manufacturers in the audience, of which there are many, the regulation cuts were probably even bigger and more important than the tax cuts, the biggest ever in history. For decades, globalist politicians like Crooked Joe and Ron DeSanctimonious have been selling out your farms, your factories, your families, and your communities, and doing it all to protect foreign labor, to protect foreign jobs, for foreign profits and foreign wages. It's horrible. It's unbelievable. It's not even believable when you look. Under the Trump administration, we will once again protect our jobs, we will protect our workers, and we will protect our wages, our factories, our farmers, and our cherished, most importantly, way of life. It's a way of life. Under my leadership, for the first time in decades, instead of shipping jobs to other countries, we brought our jobs and factories back home to the USA where they belong. You know that. I withdrew from Barack Hussein Obama's. Has anybody ever heard of him yet? Remember Rush Limbaugh? Rush? Go, Barack Hussein Obama. Remember? Barack Hussein Obama. I withdrew from Barack Hussein Obama's horrendous Trans-Pacific Partnership. Would have been a disaster for you and for all of those people that are in Michigan right now and South Carolina, so many different places that are making cars. You do a little bit less so, but you do a damn good job at farming. But I will tell you, they want to take your car industry away. They're going to take it away. They're going to do the electric vehicle nonsense. You know, you drive... You put a little circle around your house. You can't go outside the circle. You'll never come back. You can drive it. The first 10 minutes is one of the greatest feelings on earth. The next hour, you're in trauma, thinking about where the hell are you going to have the car charged. Oh, you had that. Yeah, you had that. Now, we want to have choice in schools, and we want to have choice in cars, right? You want gasoline if you want... Of anything. You know, they want to make your trucks and your tractors electric, too. Anybody have a nice, big, beautiful John Deere? Raise your hand. Yes? How would you like to have a big battery attached to the top of it? Bigger than the tractor itself. You know, that's part of the problem. It's got a lot of problems. They want that to be. They want our Army tanks to be all electric. So that when we go into enemy territory, blasting the hell out of everybody, we do it in an environmentally friendly way. Okay? That's what they're doing. These people are crazy. They're crazy. And they want your trucks. I'm meeting with the trucking industry next week. They want your big trucks. They take these loads so big. And, you know, you have Peterbilt, some great firms. They make these incredible trucks, these cabs, and they can go for 2,000 miles. With an electric, you can go for 300 miles, and the battery's so big you'll have no room to store anything else. Other than that, it's wonderful. And it doesn't have actually the pull weight, supposedly. But think of that. How crazy is it, right? And so the trucking industry is, they don't know what to do because there's nobody, they don't even listen to them. 2,000 miles versus 300 miles. You don't have to say anything else. But also the batteries are massive. You know, I was in South Carolina the other day, the boating industry, and I was with some incredible companies that make boats. And one of them, they said, you know, there's a problem. They don't want us to go faster than 2 miles an hour now. Because, listen to this, they don't want to hurt the whales. There's only been one whale affected in the last 50 years, and yet they'll build windmills all over the ocean, and the whales are washing up at short levels never seen before. But they want a battery boat, a fully electric boat. And, you know, you have those beautiful Mercury engines and the other ones, the outboards and the inboards, and they're great. The little tiny smell of a little gasoline is okay, right? It's, you know, something. Because we have more of it than anybody else by far. But they want the boats. I said to the guy, well, how do you think it'll work? He said, well, it's a problem because the battery's so big, we won't have any room for anybody. We'll be sitting on top of a battery, and we're not sure that we can make the boat float. It's so heavy. And I asked him, and I told this just to one of the group. I said, so let's say the boat starts to sink, and you're sitting on top of this massive battery. And you get electrocuted. Do you get electrocuted? I mean, I don't want to be near that battery in the water. The problem is there may be a shark about 10 yards away. And you know what I said? I'll take the battery every single time. We'll take electrocution over a shark. But they want to make boats all electric, too, and it's just great. What they're doing is insane. In California, they have blackouts every weekend. California's a mess. You know, Gavin Newsom is talking about, oh, it's one. This guy, let me just tell you, California is a complete wreck, and their price just hit $8 a gallon for gasoline, okay? Don't worry about it. You're not that far behind. You're hitting all-time record gas prices right now. You know, he used what we did. We filled up the strategic reserves, and he used that to keep prices low for the election. And now it's at the lowest level it's ever been. And that was supposed to be for things like war, not for filling up somebody's gasoline tank. The TPP was a Wall Street hit job on manufacturing in communities, and just like this one, actually, it would have slaughtered millions and millions of American jobs, and I kept you out of it. Ron DeSanctimonious voted for that TPP globalist betrayal of American workers. You would have lost half of your jobs. And he proudly supported it alongside of beautiful Hillary Clinton. See, we don't call her crooked anymore. We changed that now. The very beautiful Hillary Clinton, Barack Hussein Obama, Rhino Paul Ryan. Did you ever hear of Rhino Paul? We have a new name for him, Rhino Paul Rhino. He's such a rhino, we do it twice. Rhino Paul Ryan. Rhino Paul Rhino. Joe Biden and the rest of the establishment, these are all people that I don't know, do they hate our country? You look at the things they approve. So Washington swamp. DeSantis is just another globalist backstabber, but thankfully, I got him elected. Then they asked him 4 years later, would you run against the president? He said, I have no comment. That means he's running. Somebody said, sir, don't hit him now. He's a Republican. I said, I don't care if he's a Republican or not. We're going to hit him, and we did hit him. He's like a wounded bird going down. I don't know. I hear he's dropping out of the race, by the way, but let's see. Who knows? But thankfully, I stopped them all, and I terminated their TPP disaster my first week in office. I passed the largest tax cuts and regulation cuts in American history by far. Ended Obama's war on American energy. It was a war. Gasoline prices plummeted, and we actually had them down to even $1.57, 59 for a short period of time, but we had them $1.87. We'll take anything under $2. What does that mean for your tractors? Remember I told you, I said I'm going to make a great deal with China. Go out and buy a larger tractor and more land. Remember? And I came through. But you were with me because we suffered for 1 year. It was a tough negotiation with them. As you probably know, they're tough negotiators, right? But we got them, and we got you $28 billion, and we got hundreds of billions of dollars from China for the country. Not one president got 10 cents from China. Hence, as some people would say, we ended up with the China virus, They weren't so happy with me, but that's okay. We got along with them fine, but they had to pay, and they did. $28 billion we got the farmers. That's why I sounded very arrogant. Somebody said, sir, please don't take Iowa or Nebraska or Wisconsin or others, farm areas. Please don't take them for granted, sir. It's not good. I said, listen, I got them $28 billion from China. And if I sound a little arrogant, I don't see them voting against me no matter what I do. So I don't want to sound arrogant. But we are leading here by 44 points. So. And we will not play, for those people that watch football, we will not play the worst defense in history. What is the worst defense? Prevent. Matt's a great football player. We will not play, Matt, prevent defense. Isn't that the craziest defense? A team holds another team scoreless for the entire game. Now it just needs one more couple of minutes, and they go prevent. And they lose. You know what it's called? Prevent defense. It prevents you from winning. So we're not going to do prevent defense, okay?